Hi everyone and welcome back to a little bit of Warframe, that's right. So, over the last 2 weeks I was grinding pretty hefty amounts in Warframe, and I really wanted to get the Deimos rep to the point where I need it to be able to dive into the new war, right? So the first thing I had to do was to get level 3 on the Entrati Syndicate, as well as level 2 on the Necroloid Syndicate. And honestly, I thought it was a bit harsh in the beginning, but once I figured out how to level up quick, it was not too bad. In all seriousness, rank 3 and rank 2 seems actually quite reasonable. Yeah. So, what loadout did I use mostly? Ivara Prime with a Zero Pharma build, also with Preparation. What an awesome mod. I left it on rank 8 as well as Rolling Guard, just because this way I can fit both of them without any Pharma, right? After that it's just efficiency, primed flow, a bit of duration, and a whole bunch of strength, not strength, range, sorry. So that is very nice on Quiver, that allows you to do some hunting, right? So 14-meter radius with almost 13 seconds of arrow duration on the sleep arrow. Very nice. And Prowl is basically for free, as you can see, 0.25 drain per second. That's quite nice. Honestly, quite nice. Yeah. So that one was used to farm Isolation Vaults, which is why I have invested 4 Forma into the Stropha. This is just honestly an Iso Vault build that I got recommended with radiation damage and going full into heavy attack with Corrupt Charge to get the initial combo, right? And the rest is just honestly there for crit damage and a little bit of speed and radiation to get the most out of that. Stropha, that farm was kind of meh. I didn't really enjoy how I had to farm this, but it's okay, right? That's a-okay. With that, as I said, I farmed up pretty much both syndicates actually, and for just generally farming stuff in the open world I was using Zephyr, also with, I wanted to say without the Forma. This build fits without the Forma, but I did install a Aura Forma into this Warframe to fit another build that I'm working on right now. But I was using this, and this did work fairly well, not gonna lie. Was a ton of fun. Obviously we are using the full win because that is a great synergy. Also worth noting, the Soris works extremely well with Zephyr. And as a secondary, I guess we could have gone for like the Marodetron, or I guess the Acarius. I didn't test that. But yeah, the Marodetron definitely is something that works very, very nicely. But with the full min, you're pretty much done. I leveled up Zephyr from rank 0 to 30 again after the polarizing in a Steel Path survival. Was in there for like half an hour, no problems at all, because this just works very, very nicely. And you might think, did you do a very budget-friendly full min? And I have to say, I do not. I have invested 8 Forma into this weapon. The only slot that comes with a polarity in this is actually the Excellence slot. And in Steel Path I was using a build like this. This is still on the testing side though, so yeah, I can't really go into or in depth into this build. I especially need the primed Bane mods. I was lucky enough to be online when Barrow was around, so I have primed Bane of Corpus now, and that will be worth it, definitely. So why was I grinding the Steel Path in the first place? To get the Arcanes. We are looking pretty nicely, we are getting there. So once this is rank 5, we will remove Serration from this build completely, and we will just see where we end up with after that. Not really sure what I should use, we will see. And just for running around, normally I have a little bit of a viral build, and for demos I went to Corrosive, which works extremely well in demos, right? That's pretty much the Pharma grind that I have done. Not too much to say about that, but yeah, once I was able to get to the ranks that I have mentioned, I was getting a Sly, I think. Yep. First thing I got was a Sly Vulpaphyla, just to see how it works, and after that I got lucky and I got a Panzer Vulpaphyla, which I finally have gilded. But it's not really a full build on here, it's just what I threw together. So yeah, I'll have to see, I'll have to look deeper into this. But yeah, that's cool. It's basically a mini or a baby Sarin that runs around dealing spores. So yeah, cool stuff. But what you really want to see is like, yeah, I finally have myself a Void Rig. I did start to level this a little bit, and yeah, I did install like a reactor into this. So that's pretty nice. I have a couple of mods that I've got from the Isolation Vault farm, but yeah, there's definitely like room for optimization for sure. And the Mausolon, I just threw this little build on here. We're still on heat damage, but we are pretty much focusing on the crit stats with those mods, a little bit of multi-shot and damage. So yeah, I need to level those up, but I did all of that just so I would be ready to jump into the new war quest, right? So yeah, as a returning player who was gone for like a year or something, that was a nasty grind to just go out and do. If you do this over time, you will have a better experience with it for sure. But yeah, it was a bit of a nasty grind, I'm not gonna lie. Just to fit it in as a short period as I could manage. Like, yeah, it was harsh, but also it was a ton of fun for the most part. As I said, there were a couple of points where I was like, holy crap, this is too much. Yeah, so why the Entrati standing on rank 3? That's what I needed to finally get the helmet system up and going. We did subsume our normal Zephyr, since we have the Zephyr Prime now, so Airburst is in here. The first thing I did was Rest and Rage from my Equinox. Yes, I had one Forma into Equinox, but I have Equinox Prime, which doesn't require any Forma for the same build. So I was like, okay, it's just one Forma, it's okay. Baby Rhino, we now have Rhino Prime, so I was like, okay, let's get Roar into this as well. Honestly, I just wanted to see if we have any use for this, and I think we will have, honestly. But those are the 3 frames that I have subsumed. I need to get to the next Metamorphosis rank, just so I can get 10 more subsume slots. He is fed, so yeah, can't do that today. But yeah, the next ability that I will subsume directly will enhance Zephyr even more. Because I went ahead, farmed the rope below list, and yeah, there is a wisp crafting in here. Yeah, so that's something that will be hilariously good. I also went through my loadouts, deleted all of them, and just rearranged most of them into something that I really just can click on and go, right? If there's a sortie rescue, I have a limbo with max duration, so we can go in, get the rescue target, banish him into the rift, go back into the rift ourselves, and just sprint to the exit. Very nice. For mobile defenses, I'm using Gara at the moment. You could use something else, probably Limbo. Yeah, I don't know. I tend to not do too much mobile defense, because mobile defense is all I've pretty much played over the last 2 weeks, right? Miscellaneous, just if I feel like it. I have Rider Prime in here to test it out. Hijack I usually do with Mag. Yeah, you could go in Auros and stuff, but I honestly just like to do it with Mag. Steel Path Loadouts, obviously Korra, very, very good. I did go through the process of installing all the forma I needed. Before I took my break, so there's 3 forma onto here. And yeah, with both augments, obviously. Actually really like this build, not gonna lie. For the stat stick I have one of my saws. Yeah, you can go with Corrosive, which scales a little bit better against the Acolytes, or just pure Slash, which is what I usually run, just to see how far I can go. But yeah, those do work fairly well. I really do enjoy these builds in particular. Steel Path with the Fulmin and Zephyr combo honestly makes Steel Path absolutely a breeze. Yeah, here's the testing loadout that we were using, Loki with Anatomos and the Guandao Prime. We went back to the Kubanukor here, but also very cool interaction there. We have a Wisp build, which I went ahead and changed up again. Honestly, really liking this. Fused Reservoir Augment is absolutely cool. Yes, you pay double the price of your reservoirs, but you can plop all 3 of them down at once, and that's very cool. I really do enjoy that very, very much. Right, so Speed Nova build has changed. I don't know if I showed that one off, but we are using Power Donation in here, which works very well. Nice side effect. You have 18 particles, which equals 90% damage reduction. You lose the particles very fast if you're not careful though, but yeah, it is possible to get 90% DR on a Speed Nova. It's actually easier on a Speed Nova than anything else, but yeah, I mean, for forma invested here, that should really not surprise anybody, right? Then we have some Eidolon stuff. We have our Volt build for DPS. We have our... I changed this up again, actually. This is quite the build for just being on lure duty. Vitality, arguably not needed. I just really enjoy it. But you can switch this out for something else. But yeah, I threw adaptation into here as well, just so I can make sure that I do not die, right? The rest pretty much stayed the same. Good amount of duration, right? A bit of efficiency to counteract the terrain that we have on our 4. So yeah, range we don't need, because it works in affinity range, right? So yeah, that's a good blessing build. It is like 75% DR, and that stacks a little with adaptation. So yeah, as long as we keep our blessing up, we are good. Yeah, and I just honestly just went through and did some optimizations and stuff. Farming the index, honestly, Gara is so fine. My ESO build stayed the same since I'm using it, a 2 forma build on Sarin Prime with 200% strength, a very good amount of range and a bit of duration. I mean, 57 seconds on Toxic Lash. The spores are like in a good spread radius of 30 meters, right? Miasma is 38 meter in radius, awesome, and we have regenerative molt on here to heal ourselves up, coupled with like a condition overload. Nope, not here. A healing return build on our Guandao Prime. And this is working very, very nicely. Honestly, I was so positively surprised on the Guandao Prime. I'm actually glad how good this weapon turned out to be. And yeah, very enjoyable. Yo, that's pretty much all that I have done, I guess, I would say. Yeah, Nesha, I need to farm up Nesha Prime at some point, but I need to get a good build on this. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to farming Nether Prime and see what this is capable of doing. For the world runs, I was basically just running something like this with a good amount of duration. And yeah, pretty awesome, pretty awesome. I did do some trading. I got a good amount of plat back. I've invested a lot of plat into new slots and stuff. That's just how stuff goes, right? You gain plat through trading to invest into anything you need, basically. One thing to note, this is still like a very old build on Octavia, and this is able to chill out in Steel Path. That was really surprising to me, honestly, but I mean 40 seconds on our 1, over 60 seconds on our 4 to boost our 1 up, and like to go in this we have just also 40 seconds where you can reacquire the buff all the time, right? So it works. We can throw out our 2 to pick up our 1 if we want to, and that has a 40-second duration as well. So yeah, the synergy is here, and I absolutely loved it, honestly. One weapon I was testing about a lot lately is actually the Baza Prime. The 5 Forma I have installed a long time ago when I basically got this weapon, but the build has changed very much so. As you can see, we do not use Serration in this build because primary Merciless, I need a couple more of them, but I'm already on rank 4. And this is very, very good, right? Obviously you need to keep up the kills. So in Steel Path, I haven't tested it out, but in normal missions, you're easily capable of keeping up the kills needed. We do work with a corrosive build here with Hunter Munitions to capitalize on the crit, of course. Galvanized Chamber is just an awesome upgrade to Split Chamber. I have Bane of Grenier in here because I was testing out the Bane mods. As I said, I need to get the rest of the primed variants of those. But also I'm using Critical Delay a lot more lately because 200% crit chance is a lot more than 150% crit chance from Point Strike, right? And the Baza has such a huge fire rate that those 20% do not matter too much. So yeah, that was very enjoyable. I'm fairly certain those will be a permanent thing once I have unlocked rank 5. There is no more need for Serration, honestly. And I think that's cool, right? I think that's really, really cool. It will open up your builds for basically another mod slot. If it doesn't have to be a Bane mod, right? It could be Heavy Caliber, for example, or like a 3rd Elemental. You see the possibilities. And I'm very excited about those kind of things. So yeah, what's there left to do for me at the moment is basically grind out the Steel Path, grind out some more Arbitrations. If you take a quick look, I'm down to 13,000 Endo, and I will need a shit ton more if we take a look to max those. Yeah, from rank 8 to 10. It's 23,000 Endo. We do have a couple of statues in here. These from Sorties and those two from Arbitrations. So we should be able to make a bit of progress on the galvanized mods. I really enjoy those things, and on rank 8 out of 10, they are already an upgrade. Without any hesitation, you can throw these on, obviously, and they're just good. They're just really, really good. So yeah, I know what I have to do and what I want to do, and I'm finally able to go in and do the new war quest, which I'm very excited about. I didn't watch anybody play through this. I stayed away from spoilers, and yeah, once I have a couple of hours of time where I just kind of invest myself into this quest, I will go ahead and play through it, and that will probably be the next video where I will quickly, or hopefully, I will be able to quickly talk about what I thought Yeah, but that's honestly it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye.